Well, we're doing it. We have both bikes out. The sun is shining. It is raining on the hills where we've just come from. But yeah, we're going to go and hit up this boulevard, I want to call it, all the way along the sea, because literally this coastline it kind of wraps around like that. So we're going to go and see how far we can get, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, there's parakeets everywhere. That's one thing I do love about the southern coast of Spain. It's like, where do you see parrots just flying around? Stopping for a bit of booty maintenance. He's blowing up my bum for me. Oh, you know, inflating my rear tyre because I forgot to do it before we set off. That's the case that the that the pump comes in. So no doubt he's going to be there. He is. It's so tiny. So he's got his work cut out for him. But here's a beautiful stretch to be riding down this proper 2-lane cycleway, which takes you off the pathway there, so it's a bit safer. But at any time there's little bits where you can go and have a look and see the sand, and there are more beach bars open this time than there have ever been when we've been here. So not that we've stopped, we're being good. We're going to crack on and see how far we can get right round to the end, and then come back. And I'm being pumped up. Pump up the jam. Jam, John and Mandy. So we've just moved a little bit further round. So this is where we're cycling down. And it goes all the way around like that. In the middle there's a marina where there was an air, wasn't there?
Yep.
There's an air. There was only one space at the minute, but it's €13.15 per night.
10 metres maximum.
10 metres maximum, yep. And then all the way along there, along the front, over there to where we are on that corner, because we can see that bull on the hill from where we are. So it's a lovely ride out. In it, bro?
Yeah, so far 3.53 miles.
Thanks.
And we didn't start them off to start.
We didn't. We missed it. We missed the first bit, didn't we? Yeah. Because we always do. It's so funny because we're stats people. So it's just like, oh my goodness, you just want to know. We're not like, oh well, we burnt all these calories and stuff. It's just nice to know how far you've been, and whatnot. So. And elevation's been a good thing lately, hasn't it? You can tell your elevation, but I don't think we're going to have done much of that. Right, on to it. Well, good morning. I've been up, I've had a lovely thorough wash and washed my hair and everything. We are off to the Mercadona that's just at the back of town. So it's from this place where the park up is, which is just by Laguna Playa. If you just kind of walk straight backwards away from the sea, there's a Mercadona there that we've been to before. So we're going to go there and see what goodies we can get for us to eat today, because we cannot carry on spending €50 a day on food. Yesterday was really good. We just popped out for a drink and some pudding afterwards because we were out for a walk anyway. But I made what we call eggy chips, and they normally do it with meat. So they'll have either chorizo or serrano ham, which are the two things that I had, and potatoes, either like chunks of potatoes or chips with a fried egg on top. So I did that yesterday, and we had some things that they look like the cordon bleu, chicken cordon bleu, but it's the Spanish version. So we just chucked them together, and they were absolutely lovely then, weren't they, yesterday?
Oh yes, it's very nice.
So it was nice because we've been out for our bike ride and then came back, and I'm like, I'm hungry, and I knew that if I didn't
like that as well, actually.
It was pretty much like that, wasn't it? And it was just like, if I don't eat now, then we're gonna have to go out and get food like instantly. So we were very good. I was very good because I am the bad influence, aren't I? I am a terrible influence. I am. So it's just like, go out and do that. So now we're going to go see what goodies we can get from Mercadona. We've got 3 things to celebrate. So we've got 1, I did my last tax return. Yay! For this tax season anyway. 2, 6 months since my operation. Yay. And 3, it's actually the end of January and we made it.
We made it all this year to January.
We made it all this year. It's a year on its own, is January. It really is.
January.
Oh my God. Anyway, so I'm just going to do something with this wet hair of mine. Chuck a coat on, and get off to Mercadona. Right, so let's just chuck that there. For all of that, plus 3 packets of crisps. Well, 2 packets of crisps and some little pizza wafers that I'll dip in my hummus. That was 33 quid. Which still is ridiculous amount of money, I think, for what you've got there. I've got a few little meals. It's getting warm now, so we'll go for the dippy stuff and guacamole and hummus with, still got loads of tomatoes and cucumber and stuff on a wrap is really nice. Meals there. I cannot believe, I mean, look at the size of that. It's like almost 2 hands. And that was like £2.40. These are my favourite little thing now because it's all the good things. Dark chocolate's good for you. Nuts are good for you, so why not eat them like that? And I got the tiniest macaroni because somebody told me that you can make macaroni and cheese with bechamel sauce to make it cheesier and easier.
Cheesy.
And I've got some sachets of bechamel sauce from France. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try it with ham in it and then make you eat it. Make him eat it.
Oh, your awful wife.
I'm so terrible. So what I'll have to do is cook some like peppers and mushrooms and things to one side for me. So I've got some veggies. So we're going to go out in a minute. We're just going to wait for John to go to loo while I get all packed up and things. And then we're just going to head out. And if we're a bit early for food, we're going to stop for coffee somewhere. But we're just going to meander around today and make the most of it. It's so weird when we're kind of up to date with videos. And obviously I have no accounts to do. We've got a few little bits of... We've both been working, sending emails and stuff this morning. But because we've not had to sit down in front of a laptop for a bit, it feels weird. We were sat down yesterday just going, isn't there something we should be doing? So we don't know what to do with ourselves if we're not working. So hopefully we'll get... people get lots of attention. We keep hearing the word Ukraine when people are staring at the number plate. So thank you to the government for making us change from GB to UK. Well, we've just had the knock, and I can't say it's just for us because everybody, and there must be, I don't know, 60 or 70 motorhomes here. So the police has come up. See, they're there again. They're on the way back, and they have given everybody one of these to say that there's no parking allowed on the street, on the beachfront, alongside the road, anything like that in this particular area. So now there are 60 people that are trying to find somewhere else to go in a place where there isn't anywhere else to go. So, I mean, we thought we got lucky, I must admit, because in the past this hasn't been, you haven't been allowed to stay here. And we just thought we'd take it easy and see what was an option when we got here. And it turned out that this was, or it looked like an option because it was full. But I have seen so many of the people from here cycling down the lanes, going into restaurants, just like we've done as well, spent a fortune. So I get why they don't want to do it, because it does look a bit, but they are cutting their nose off to spite their faces as far as the amount of money they're losing by kicking people off here. All I can say, for once, is we had a drink yesterday, so I didn't have a drink today. So that's definitely a bonus. So anyway, we're going to go and have a car wash anyway. There's a jet wash at the back that's big enough to get motorhomes and camper vans in. So we're going to go there, wash the vans because they're filthy. There is a little area that I'm hoping isn't going to have the same visits by the police, but we'll soon find out if they're empty when we get there. It's outside of the road. It's not pretty. It's not brilliant. However, if we can get there, then at least it's somewhere to stay for the night. And we were going to go tomorrow anyway. So, yes. Well, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. We've got the vans washed, cost about €10. I think it's one of those ones where you just keep popping €1 in. But there's it's at the Repsol station just at the back of Torre Del Mar, because they've got ladders so you can, on wheels, that you can wheel around and make sure you can get all the bits of your van. So we've done that. The piece of paper that we were given just said beachfront and street parking is not allowed. This is neither of those. So just going to go over to John's now. I was going to eat sushi, but I don't know if I can now. But we're going to go over with a drink and we're going to watch a film, I think. Well, a peaceful night was had. It's great because as we're driving around, I bet other people do it too. If you go into a certain place, you're like, right, look, there's people there or there's people there, or and it gives you backups. And we've been lucky enough not to need them so far, apart from this time. And knowing that we'd seen a bunch of people here meant that after we'd gone to get the vans washed, it was 5 minutes to get here rather than faffing around and panicking about what to do at 7 o'clock at night. Would be nice if the police kicked you off your pitch at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because then at least you've got extra options of where you're going to go to. But yeah, 7 o'clock at night was a little bit of a... We kind of thought we were going to go today anyway. But we kind of thought, you know, it's a bit late. So I've just noticed there's a little robin down there. And I'm not going to show you where it is because I'm parked in front of a tree and it's got concrete underneath it and everyone's thrown all the rubbish in there. So it is not. It is an absolute van life versus reality moment. Right, let's get going. Right, let's get that in there. Working. All the multitasking. So I'm going to do grill. So grill is 200 for, guess some minutes, 6 minutes. Oh, let's say 8 minutes. Let's see what these buggers come out like. Might get a beer. I might get a beer.
Have you got some cold ones?
Yeah.
Plain.
Plain! Got like the best view. Oh, there it is there. What a place to be cooking, eh?
Ah, cool.
Yeah. Right, I think that'll do. Just plunk it over here and see how well I get these out of there onto that plate. I'm going to leave that to cool down a little bit, but that's a Croque Monsieur. So, little thingy of bechamel sauce for the win. Num num num. Maybe when you put it in, you kind of flip it one way first before you turn it over and then put the bechamel and what have you on the top, just to get a bit of a crisp so it doesn't flop in the middle. Okay, but apart from that, air fry Croque Monsieur in, what was it in the end? 7 minutes. Well, good morning. Well, I think both John and I slept a little bit better last night. We have been struggling a little. Hopefully today we will get to ride our bikes into Gibraltar. We mustn't forget our passports because, you know, we're never going to get in if we don't. We're going to ride our bikes in and probably go stop for some lunch or something while we're out and have a bit of fun. Hopefully fun, anyway. Right, well, it's a little bit windy, but we're off. And I've given John the task of being better at recording things than I am. For this. Well, it is day to go today. We have been here for 3 nights, I think, and it's been lovely. There's a bit of dredging going on one side, so it's a little bit noisy there, and obviously there's an airport on the other side, so it's a little bit noisy there. People arriving at all times of the day and night, so it's a little bit noisy there. However, for proximity to Gibraltar, services, how beautiful it is even when it's full of camper vans, it's really good, so it's definitely worth a stop. So we're going to go out. You get a little ticket when you come in, and you just go up and you pop the ticket in, and it tells you how much you need to pay before you go. So I like that you don't have to prepay or know how many days you're going to stay. So yesterday we had a lovely walk round. I know I did say first day we went for a ride around on the bikes. John's recorded all of that, so that'll be over on John and Mandy. We walked back in again yesterday because we saw some little squares that looked absolutely beautiful and pedestrianised bits. And you can't take the bikes in there, and we didn't want to just lock them up and leave them. So we decided that we were going to go a different day and walk in. It's about half an hour's walk into the square that we wanted to go to from here, so we thought it's that easy, bit of a thing. I was hobbling back. The neuropathy in my feet was saying, no, Mandy, we told you this hurts to do, so what the heck are you doing? So even though my feet were sore from the walking, so I have bought a couple of versions of some gel insoles to hopefully help. I'm going to put a set of my trainers and a set of my walking boots and see if that helps at all. But literally from my little toe down to my heel is so painful. So I've just taken some paracetamol, which is helping. I can still move. I've still got all the dexterity and feeling and things in there. It just hurts all the way down the side now, and putting a lot of pressure on it for walking is painful. Thankfully, I think most of the time I walk, I tend to be a bit toe-in anyway and put pressure on my big toe, so it could be a lot worse, I suppose. So about an hour and a half drive today to a little stop where we're going to stop. We're going to have some dinner. We're going to get some bit of editing done because we've done nothing but have fun and relax while we've been here, because we finally booked the hotel. So we're in the hotel from Monday. It's Friday today. So we're just going to do a couple of hour stops over to get to Albufeira, because we're about 4 hours away. Ready for our little all-inclusive stint. We'll stay at the hotel before we recommend it, but yeah, it is really good. And we ended up getting a real steal of a deal. 3 days or 3 nights, all-inclusive for both of us, including a big suite room. So it's got a dining area and a kitchen and all of that if you need it. Big old bed. We chose a room overlooking the car park because we can see our vans from there, but if you look out instead of down, it's beautiful, and it's just forests and trees and things according to the photos. £303 for 3 nights, all inclusive for both of us. So we're going to make the most of that. You'll see some fat piggies from now on, and we'll let you know how that goes and if it is any good, because sometimes people want a bit of a stop when they're when you're toodling around and whatever, because we'll be halfway through our trip when we get there. So it's a nice little thing for not a lot of money. If it's any good, keep you posted. But for now, off we go.